Hey there, it's Evangeline right here at eTrailer. Today we're taking a look at how the Benton LittleShift single bike rack fits on our 2020 Subaru Outback. Now if you're looking for a quick and easy bike rack with a lot of weight capacity but also super compact, that's the LittleShift for you. I really like how it pairs with our Subaru here because this also works as a hitch step. So if you had, let's say, a kayak up and on your roof, being able to get up there, or maybe to undo the cover of your rooftop tent, things like that, those are all things that are possible with a little extra boost. Now, focusing here on it as a bike rack, the one feature it doesn't have that a lot of people do look for is the tilt away function. You'd have to remove your bike if you needed to open up the hatch. Now the good news is it's pretty simple once you know exactly what you need to do. So the bike is held down by 3 touch points. 1 and 2 are going to be your wheel straps. So press the lever, release that strap. There's also a strap up by the front wheel, which is a little unique, but it is there because this gives you a little extra support so you get that higher weight capacity. And if you wanted to frame mount your bike, you could do so because of that extra support. What do I mean by that? Well, like most premium racks, this is a front wheel mount bike rack. But let's say you had a bike with fenders or you just needed an alternative method of securing your bike. You can also use this as a frame mount. I see this pretty often with those types of bikes as well as with smaller kids' bikes, just because it's a very versatile function. Bringing this down though, we can then grab our bike and go. Now, looking in at the bike rack itself, very simple, very compact. I like that wheel cradle, especially in the back, since that one does pivot back and forth for your different wheel bases. You can always double check on our site the specs and measurements if you are worried if this will fit your bike. Chances are it will. Now this hook does sit out past your Outback. I always recommend if you are going out for a ride, just go ahead and put that hook right back in, just because it's a nice thing to do for people that may want to park beside you at the trailhead. These straps also secure into those cradles, which I recommend doing if you're gonna leave this on your vehicle without a bike on, so they're not flopping around as you drive around. This hook can secure behind the cradle and you are good to go. This is what the rack is gonna look like without a bike on it. It's very compact, takes up so little room, and you can also see how it works as a hitch step over here. Now if we were to take some measurements real quick of this bike rack, let's take a look at how much length this adds to the back of our Subaru. So from the bumper to that lever there, this is gonna be about 16 inches. So very minimal, sits pretty low, but not too low. And what I mean is, when you measure from the inside corner of that hitch receiver to the ground, that's about 11.5 inches off the ground. If you measure from the bike rack to the ground, that's about 14 inches, and your bike will sit around 16 inches off the ground. So if you are going up steep inclines like driveways, or maybe you're going over a pothole, you are less likely for your bike to hit the ground scraping along the way because this gives you a little extra rise. It's also very secure in the hitch receiver. This has an anti-rattle D-pin, but I also use the eTrailer anti-rattle collar just as an extra security method there. Everything looks great. If I needed to get into the hatch, I can. The hitch step is extra helpful because then I'm the type of person that likes to switch out my shoes before and after a ride, and this is the perfect way to do so. I can hang out over here. My bike would have to be off, but that's no big deal. All right, well, with all things being said, this is gonna take up very little space behind your vehicle. This looks really good. It's very high weight capacity with that 80 pounds for your single bike. If you needed to carry more than one bike, you can check out those different options here on our website. But today, this was a look at the Benton LittleShift single bike rack on the 2020 Subaru Outback.